What's up, you guys? I'm really excited to get this video out to you today. This one is with Vonda Allen of BBVA Compass Bank. Vonda is a wonderful person. She's an educator. She's out there in the community helping people to get into their dream homes. And you're going to want to watch this one all the way through, because towards the end, she's going to talk about one of her products where she's offered 100% loan with up to $4,500 in closing costs. She also has another program for physicians where they can also get a 100% loan. Really great information. Watch it all the way through. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. Please subscribe. Leave a comment below if you have questions. Thanks for watching and hope to see you again soon. Guys, I am here at my open house and I'm hanging out with Vonda. Vonda is Vonda Allen. Vonda is the Vice President of Mortgage Lending and Community Development at BBVA Compass. And we're just here having a relaxed conversation, and I'm learning from her about the mortgage industry, and I'm hoping some of this information will be helpful to you guys. So Vonda, talk to me about community development as it relates to lending. You're out there having classes and workshops and teaching people how to qualify and purchase a home. So talk to me a little bit about the types of things that you're out there teaching others.
Okay. As far as with the community development part, that's just to make sure that individuals are aware of different processes, different types of loan, fixed rates, adjustable rates, different conventional, FHA, VA, USDA. There are so many different lending products, so many different aspects that the lender is looking for. So I'll tell them what type of credit score we're looking for different programs, what type of debt to income ratio. Just try to educate them so that when they start to look for a home, they have some insight as to not only what the process takes itself, is from application all the way to closing, but what the lenders are looking for to qualify them.
So instead of you waiting until you want to purchase a home to go through all of this process, you begin the education process early.
Correct.
So that you know what the lenders are going to expect ahead of time. So maybe you can get all your ducks in a row.
Oh yes, definitely. We have you approved before you even go to look for a home, because the first step is qualification. That's when you come in, you just fill out an application, and the lender will say, okay, you qualify to move to the next step. What we can also do is, once you provide your documentation, which is your income, your assets, your file can actually be underwritten by the underwriter, conditions issued with the property to be determined. So all you have to do now is go out and find the actual property.
Okay, I like
that. So that makes the process fully underwritten before they even start to look.
So does that mean that you pretty much know that you're going to be able to qualify for this house, or it's just a matter of finding a house?
It's just a matter of finding a house. You do not have to go through the underwriting process. That has already been completed. You supplied your income, you supplied your assets, verifications have been completed, so that part is done. The only thing left is for you to actually find your home.
Okay, so now what happens if I come in and I go through all of that process? I fill out my application, but there's something that maybe I need to work on. Let's say my FICO score is not as high as I'd like it to be to qualify for the house that I'd like to purchase. What's kind of the next step there?
Okay. The next step normally is we'll kind of guide you as to what you would need to do. Maybe you need to reduce some of your revolving debt. Maybe you need to wait a little longer in time frame since the last time you had delinquent credit. So there could be different issues that's causing your FICO score to be low. So we'd look at the credit report and at least guide you to what could possibly take place to get you to the next level to increase that score.
Okay, so just giving people like some guidance, some tips, and those types of things you're out there in the community educating people about.
Yes, definitely, because you want them to be in the position where they can purchase. And a lot of times people will just say, no, we can't help you, no, you did not qualify. But you want that client to come back to you. You want to build a relationship. When you're developing communities, you're building relationships. So just because you're at the stage right now. How about we get you to where you can qualify,
Right,
and then
right.
we can come back and get you into that home.
Okay, and actually that's really one of the reasons I've enjoyed working with Vonda so far is that she's been really helpful with some of my clients, just moving them through the process, making sure they're getting educated and getting the information that they need and getting them to the point where they are fully underwritten and are ready to now go buy a house.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the client's more comfortable at that stage.
Right.
They feel more relaxed. Oh, I'm approved. I can go out and find my dream home now. Yes, just go out and look for
So
your
it's
dream
almost
home
like
now.
not quite maybe, but almost like you have cash and you're gonna
Yes.
it strengthens your position when you're putting in your offer for your property.
Exactly, because I have received calls from different agents. They don't even want to show houses unless I can show them that the client has already been approved. And they want to see the approval, so it gives them a little leverage.
So now you're teaching a lot of classes.
Yes,
What
sir.
are some of the questions that you're asked often? You know, what type of
Okay.
questions do you frequently get?
I'm normally asked, what's the minimum credit score that you will accept?
Okay.
What's the debt to income ratio? How much of my debts could be going out, you know? And I always tell them, different credit scores for different programs. 620 is probably about the medium credit score. About most lenders will not go below 620.
Okay.
Like at BBVA Compass, we will go to 580, but we only have one product, so that gives you only one option if you're at a 580. Now, once you get up to 620, you have a better platform. 700, you have more options. So the higher the score, the more loan product options you will have.
Okay. And what about debt to income ratio?
Average
what are you
about
looking for?
43%.
Okay.
For conventional loans. Now, if it's a VA loan or FHA loan, you do have a little leeway where you can go a little higher, just depending on what their residual income is after that debt to income ratio.
Okay.
But I would say the norm would be about 43% of your gross income to include the new mortgage payment.
Okay.
That's pretty standard.
All right. So I also have a question
Yes,
for clearly if you have like a W-2 income, you have a steady income. But what about those who maybe have like a 1099 income or they're self-employed?
Yes.
You know, how are you looking at those types of clients?
Okay. With individuals that are self-employed, a lot of times they write off a lot of things, so it's going to make their income low, of course, because that's going to cause them not to have to pay, high taxes. But I tell them, when you're ready to start buying a home, we're looking at what your net profit is. We're not so much concerned about how much you made, we're concerned about how much you kept. Now we can add back in some of your expenses, but you want to try to keep your net income as high as possible because that's what we're going to qualify you off. So if you made $150,000 gross as your business, but you claimed 25 for income, and you wrote the rest off, well, we're going to qualify you off of that 25, which is going to cut back your buying power. And there are certain things like depreciation that we can add back in. But I always tell an individual, when you're self-employed, you can control what you write off, and you want to maximize your income as much as possible for the last 2 years, because that's what we're going to look at.
Okay, so if I'm self-employed and I want to buy a house,
Yes.
I may want to start readjusting how I allocate my income 2 years in advance to better position me
Exactly.
to buy that house.
That is correct.
Okay,
Because we're going to look at your last 2 years tax returns.
so just another example of why you might want to start talking with your mortgage professional in advance.
Yes.
And not just decide, hey, I want to buy a house, let's go get one next month. You might actually want to start preparing as much as 2 years in advance for
Yes.
like maybe a self-employed person.
Exactly,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they can look at your last 2 years tax returns and let you know where your buying power is based off of the previous 2 years. And if you're not where you want to be as far as purchasing power, then you have 2 years that you can increase your income because you can control it to a certain extent
Right.
when you're self-employed.
Yeah, you have some control over that.
Yes.
Okay. So now let's go back to our W-2,
Yes.
employees or those who have a steady income coming in. What types of things are maybe unique to this type of buyer? What are you looking for here with their income?
One thing about a W-2 buyer, we have several programs where they don't even have to provide their tax returns.
Okay.
They only have to provide the last 2 year W-2s.
Okay.
So there are different products that we have where it's not even required to disclose the tax returns. So they have a little leeway when they're W-2. They have different options as far as more loan programs that we can get them into with just providing the W-2.
Okay. And we are here right now talking about some of those programs that might be a good fit for some of you home buyers out there. So maybe just give us a rundown of, let's say, just 2 or 3 different programs. I think, just an easy one to start with might be FHA. Talk about what's an FHA loan and who might be a good fit for that.
Stop for a minute. Hold on. Can we stop? Wait, I don't want to start with FHA. I want to start with my special product.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Everybody does FHA. Everybody, you know what I mean?
So
there we go.
scratch that. We're not doing FHA. Everybody does FHA. That's what we learned here today. So we're gonna talk about some of the products that you will find at BBVA Compass Bank.
Yes.
And all right, Vonda.
Yes. Currently, right now, we have 2 special 100% products. Meaning, there's no down payment assistance. There's no second lien. There's no grant. We are actually making one loan 100%.
Okay.
So the first special product we have, it's called our home loan. It's home ownership made easy. Now that product there, it's based off of income, or it can be based off of the location of the property. So let's say for Riverside County and San Bernardino County, your income cannot exceed $59,000 a year. The price of the house would need to be $453,100. So if you fall into either one of those categories, we will give you 100% conventional loan, 30-year fixed, no mortgage insurance, and we'll give you up to $4,500 in closing costs.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So that is a product that we developed because the number one reason individuals were saying they were not purchasing homes is because they did not have the down payment. So we said, okay, we'll take away the down payment. Next reason was, well, I went into escrow, but now I don't have the money to close. So we said, $4,500 may not cover all the closing costs, but $4,500 will help.
So that's closer. Get you closer.
It gives you a little more negotiating room.
Yeah.
So then after that product, we have another 100% loan that we developed. Now this one is...
That's 2.
Yes.
200% loan product.
Yes. So this one is geared towards a doctor, a medical doctor. You have to be a practicing medical doctor, or you have to be a resident.
Okay.
So if you fall into either one of those categories, we will give you 100%, one loan, no stacking, no down payment assistance, no grant. It's one loan, 100%, and you can purchase up to $650,000 with that product.
Okay.
Also, there is no mortgage insurance on that.
So let me just, I heard you say this is not just for physicians, but also residents as well?
Residents, yes.
Medical residents?
Yes, so if you haven't quite completed the process, but you're in the process of becoming a doctor and completing your residency at a hospital, we will also give you 100% financing, yes.
All right.
And with this product, as with the other one, if you have student loans, if you just defer them, because we don't want that to hinder you to make your debt to income ratio too high. So we'll just ask that you defer your student loans for 12 months and we will exclude them from your debt to income ratio.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So just another way that you're helping people to get into homes that maybe might not have qualified otherwise.
That is correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Good, all right. Okay, Vonda, now that we have covered your special products, let's talk about some of the other products that are more typical for our home buyers out there.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Let's run through, some of the things you think might be interesting for our listeners to know about.
Okay. One thing about BBVA Compass Bank, not only do we have our special products, but we do all the standard types of loans. So we do FHA loans. FHA is backed by the federal housing, which requires 3.5% down. We also do VA for veterans, which requires 0% down. And we also do USDA loans, which are based off of the rural location of the property. and they also have 0% down. And we also offer what we call lender-paid mortgage insurance. So normally if you put less than 20% down, the lender would require that you have mortgage insurance. So what we will do is if you put 5% down, we will pay the mortgage insurance up front, but there is a slightly higher rate for that. But 9 times out of 10, your payment's going to be lower with the higher rate versus having the mortgage insurance. So we just call it lender-paid mortgage insurance. So those are some of the other mortgage lenders. We try to cover just about every type of loan that's out there, from government to conforming to non-conforming. We do jumbo loans. We'll go up to $5 million. So we'll go from the lower end all the way up. We want to make sure we're able to accommodate every home buyer.
So I bet you a lot of people don't know that there are programs out there where the lender actually helps to pay for the mortgage insurance.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's why we have to educate them.
So the other thing I wanted to ask you about, USDA.
Yes, sir.
Now in the Southern California area, are there areas that are qualified for that program?
Not so much. You're going to have to go. There are areas.
You have to kind of look. You have to
kind of look, because you have to realize in order for it to be USDA, it has to be densely populated. So it cannot be an area that's highly populated. And a lot of Southern California
is very dense. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go up to maybe Victorville, you know, go up in that area where it's spread out a little bit, and you'll more likely qualify under USDA. So it's not too far from here, and there are still some outlying areas around here that do qualify.
Okay, so for somebody who wants to live in a more rural area,
yes,
there are loans that they can look into.
Oh yes, USDA 100% down. They'll give you up to 2% towards your closing costs. Excellent products.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank Vonda for hanging out here with me at my open house today. We've been having some really good conversations about things that might be useful to know for first-time home buyers, or anyone looking really to buy a home. And if you're looking to buy a home now, give me a call, and I can put you in contact with Vonda as well, and you can work with the two of us to get you into that dream home that you've always been thinking about buying. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. It's
All
my
right.
pleasure.
Thanks, Vonda.
You're welcome, sir.
All right.